literally one of the worst ideas I've ever had. If you can't already tell what I'm doing, I am sanding down my rims because I decided calipers were not enough. So I'm not only painting the rims, but I'm also painting the calipers. So this car is literally going to have very fresh feet. And what I'm gonna do is take this color, and if you want to hit that subscribe button, you'll find out exactly what color I'm doing next. I'm sanding this down, and as you guys know, I don't have money. So this is a really risky thing to do. I've already done one tire, which I'll show you what it looks like in a little bit, but this is what I'm doing here. And I'm very scared because, again, I don't have a lot of money, and I will be honest with you, the amount of ad revenue I earn from each video is about 4 cents, if I'm lucky on a good day. So this is really scary, and I'm hoping the paint will work. I'm also getting new lug nuts because I want them to be black. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you the finished one already, and that way you guys can judge whether or not this will work. This is the finished one. It obviously doesn't look a whole lot different except for it's clean-ish. It still has to be cleansed with alcohol just because it'll remove all the dust and whatnot. But actually, the matte silver, which is like, I mean, I just basically took the clear coat off. It looks actually really nice compared to a shiny rim. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but when you guys see the finished color of all this, it's gonna look absolutely insane. But I'm hoping I didn't destroy my rims. And if anybody has a BMW, like myself, you guys know that rims are not cheap. These rims, I believe, are probably $2 each, if not more. So they're more than these headlights, and these headlights were about $2,000 a piece. So you guys, you know exactly what to do. Hit that subscribe button, wish me luck, because honestly, either this car's gonna come out really, really nice and I'm gonna absolutely fall in love with it, or I'm gonna end up ruining the rims and I'm gonna end up having to spend about probably $1,000 or more on either repainting them or a couple grand on new rims, which I can't afford because I still gotta pay for all this, which is $1,500. Alright guys, so we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, and we got 4. All of them are completely sanded except for like the back rim, which I do have to get once I take the wheels completely off again, but since my sister comes in a few days, I can't exactly do that right now. But hope and pray, because honestly, I'm terrified that this is not going to work out. So guys, I'm still a few days away from even remotely being able to start painting my rims and calipers, and every single day, getting closer to the day where I can actually start, I'm finding out new things about painting and modding your car, and quite honestly, it's making me even more scared than I was before. But at this point in time, everyone's telling me to powder coat, which I don't get me wrong, I think powder coating is the way to go, because that's what I've heard everybody saying that works on cars is powder coating is the way to go, and I'm just like, okay, well, I can't afford that. So we're trying to spray paint, so I hope it works. Like, guys, there is legitimately no going back. I mean, this wheel, don't get me wrong, is as smooth as it's ever been. There's no scratches, there's no road rash or road curb or whatever you call it, but the paint is gone. Like, there's legitimately like no paint, and there's definitely no clear coat. Anyways, the rim is literally a bare aluminum rim. What I actually did was I laid down an entire drop cloth. So this was a 10 by 20 foot drop cloth, and I just put it under the entire car. So I don't exactly have to worry about little sections and whatnot anymore, which was kind of a dumb idea on my part anyways. It was not only a waste of paper, it was also a big waste of painter's tape. So essentially tomorrow what I'm going to be doing is scraping off the rest of the rust on the calipers. Even though when I was working on the brakes, I cleaned the calipers, it's just an extra safety measure because guys, I literally have one shot at this, and if I do anything wrong, if anything goes wrong, I'm going to be in a very deep hole to where I can't get out. So again, guys, these rims are roughly $1,200 a piece, and I'm not kidding. You can search out BMW rims, and if it's 2010 and up, it's like 1,200 bucks or like 1,000 at least for like simple grade. But I found out these are not simple grade, so whoever had this car before me decided to go bougie, and they now are the most expensive rims. So hopefully with what I'm doing, even though it's not a powder coat, it's going to still work. Tonight what I'm gonna do, actually what I'm about to do right now, is take out no cards and just for like maybe an hour or so, because it's already like 9:30, and I'm just gonna basically try and cap off some of the areas where the rotor is. So this is the rotor here, and there's different areas inside the caliper here where you can actually see the different parts of where the rotor comes out. So obviously we don't want to spray that, because if we spray that, more money down the drain, and got one shot at this and I want to do it right. Good morning to y'all. It is the next day and I successfully masked off every single wheel, which is good. And I wasn't gonna film that because obviously that's just really boring. It took me about an hour and a half to do each side. So a little bit longer than expected, but at this rate, nothing in terms of paint or primer is gonna get on that rotor. Unfortunately, there's some bad news to this. I wanted to start right now, but I can't. The reason is because it's too humid. So the way the primer works is that I have to use it between 65 degrees and 95 degrees with 60% and below humidity, which I'm like, really? This baby won't be able to be on the road for probably at least 2 or 3 weeks. It's just timing, man. Timing sucks for me. All right, guys, it is time to start the primer. Let's go. So guys, I'm gonna show you what the brake calipers look like after only 1 coat of primer, because honestly, they've changed. It looks amazing after 1 coat, and there's supposed to be 3 coats. So 3 coats of primer, 3 coats of the paint, and then probably around 1 or 2 coats of like top coat or the clear coat. So I'm gonna pick up the camera as soon as I get to the stage of painting, which should be today, and it actually probably will be today. But then clear coat, obviously, you guys, it's not gonna show any difference, so I'm just gonna do that myself off camera. After the calipers are done, I'm gonna end up doing the rims, but obviously I have to prep them first and put note cards in between that, so we got a long way to go. I did start painting the calipers, and they're a fire truck red, which I think they actually look really cool, especially with what's going to be black rims. So before I show you, I do wanna say, I'm only on coat number 2. There's 3 coats to be done, and after that, some touch-ups, but here's what they look like after coat 2. Now guys, for a DIY, I think this is coming out insanely amazing. But I'm using the VHT, which this isn't sponsored or anything. I was actually trying to do as much research and as much questioning from people who do it themselves and are people who actually work on cars for a living. And they've all recommended VHT products. And what I'm gonna do after the 7 days of when this is fully cured, I'm gonna put a top coat on, so like a clear coat, so that way it's fully as strong as possible. I mean guys, I'm not a huge fan of red, but this red on any car kind of looks really, really nice. Now, especially the calipers. I was gonna do a blue, but there's no blue on this car, and I feel like the blue would be way too dark, and I also feel like it would just kind of throw the car off. So blue is just a no-go, and I think this red is just, it's making my heart pound even faster. Guys, finally, I have 1 wheel that is fully coated from front to back and 3 coats of primer. I also have the other 3 wheels that are fully coated on top, and that's where I'm gonna stop for today, and then carry on tomorrow morning and get not only the rest of the primer on the back of the 3 other wheels, but start on the wheel paint. Since the caliper paint's already done, I have to wait now 7 days for that, so it's gonna be done around like August 14th. So guys, trust me when I say this has been literally the biggest project, the most expensive project, and hopefully one of the best projects I've ever done on YouTube. So guys, it is the next day, and I have finished priming all 4 tires and actually started with the paint on the rims. Now this is what it's starting to look like. I gotta fix this though. These note cards are really starting to screw me over because they're just falling like that. This is what the black looks like. So I picked a glossy black instead of a satin black, and I think I made the right choice. Let me know what you guys think. This is what it looks like after only 2 coats. So there's still 1 more coat to be applied, and then obviously the back portion, which you can't see right now. But this is what it looks like fully primed, and this is what the paint looks like. So black rim, red caliper. This might be the most unfortunate news possible for me. Essentially, this can right here covers probably 2, 3, if I'm really lucky, 4 wheels on the very top. And what I mean by the very top is like basically this part of the wheel, like the spool part. I'm like 3/4 of the way done on only 1 can, and I still have technically 4 wheels to complete. This is the bad part. This possibly is discontinued, and this is the gloss black. We are now on the home stretch. Oh my god. Home stretch meaning I only got the back part of the tires to do. And then I will show you guys the full-on result of what the tires look like before it's all obviously put together at the end of the video. So stay tuned. So guys, another full day has to come to an end, and it's because I ran out of paint. The amount of paint and primer that I used, like the amount of primer I used was like, it was 4 bottles. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get the wheels with 3 bottles. And especially being paint, like I want the paint to make sure that it's covered completely. So I was fortunate enough to get 3 wheels done, and then I just have that one to do tomorrow. But then I also got touch-ups to do, just in case if there are any like little things that have been missed. I want to make sure all this is done right. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to be day 2, but it is what it is. And dude, these wheels look absolutely insane for a DIY. My god, like these are beautiful. Alrighty, it is the next morning. I got the paint can. Let's finish this project to the point where we're pretty much finished, except for the clear coat after the 7 days. The third to last 10-minute segment of the drying process. We're at the final coats of the last wheel. At this point, I was so tired of spray painting that I forgot to film the celebratory last spray. Now remember guys, if you want to see the finished product of this car, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So guys, 3 days from this clip, the calipers are going to be fully cured, which means that then I have to wait another 7 days because I'm putting on a clear coat, so it gets a little more protection for the calipers and for the paint. But 2 days after that, the wheels are fully cured, which means that after that, obviously, I can put on the clear coat, and I have to wait another 7 days for that. So, in all seriousness, this is going to be done until probably like end of August, which sucks. And then, if this video gets enough attention, I am going to do a muffler delete. Yesterday, I decided to put some new logos and new badges on the car, because I don't like the normal and standard blue and white BMW logo. I just don't, it's just not cool. I mean, BMW is one of those things where you should really just customize it because they look cooler. So, what I did was I put a carbon fiber emblem. So far, after the 2 weeks that I've actually been working on this car, this DIY is becoming super clean and crisp. Like, it's working out better than I ever thought it would, and it was actually so much less expensive than professionally doing it. Okay guys, we have finally got to the point where I'm doing the rims of the tires, which if you want to point over here real quick, I got 2 of them set up with the note cards and everything, where it's 30 minutes for both, so they can have the drying time, and then obviously the 7 days for cure. And then obviously I already did the calipers, and it's a clear coat, so like it doesn't show anything. This is clear, but this is gonna be really cool. There's a huge difference though, obviously, when these guys were a really bright chrome color for the rims. They were super smooth, super shiny, and obviously when you clean them they look amazing, right? These are now black, which are gonna show a lot of dirt and everything, but it's definitely not a smooth texture, and I don't know if that's from me sanding it or not properly sanding it, but it definitely shows a little bit of a difference, but they still look awesome. I'm just gonna go up to the rims and just be like, oh my god, they look horrible, or there's like imperfections in them. So I'm not too worried, but this for a DIY is absolutely insane. Like, it turned out better than I expected. I am officially 2 days away from the completion and reassembly of my car into where it can actually be drivable again, but I've visually come into a scenario where it's unrepairable, but it deals with the calipers here. With the calipers, there's these springs, and they're not like actual springs, but they're essentially what holds the brake pad and the caliper in place so that obviously it doesn't wobble around and safely and securely tight. But this here, this is the little spring. It looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. Most people don't actually paint that. So to correctly paint this is not by doing this, it's taking them off one by one and spray painting them like that, or actually painting them. So unfortunately, it's not visually correct. If you guys still don't know what I'm talking about, it's this guy here. So this whole thing is not supposed to be colored, as well as the brake pads, which I didn't spray the brake pads, but I sprayed the sides of the brake pad. These guys here, again, the spring is just a different form of it. They're all supposed to be silver, like the original silver. Now, one fear that I'm having right now, even though these are cured today, I'm scared ripping off the tape and the little note cards and whatnot is actually gonna take off the paint. So guys, we are 1 day away from the full assembly of the car, and I decided to dismantle the prep work from the caliper painting. So without further ado, let's get an X-Acto knife and get in there. Wait, this is broken. Real test is, did we get any paint on the rotor? A little bit. It'll burn off. Not too bad at all. It could have been worse. Literally, wow, these things look so good. And just imagine what these black wheels are on. Oh my god. But this thing took me like 15-20 minutes just to unprep the wheel well, and there's still 3 more of them. So I'm just gonna do this by myself. So there is quite a bit of paint that actually got on the rotor on each rotor, but it's in the place of where over time it'll just burn off because of me using my brakes. So I'm not even gonna worry about this little paint spot here, but I did clean the stuff that was like actually on top of the rotor and like on the disc here, just because obviously that's not where the brake pad is, so it's not gonna burn off. Literally just 1 more day, baby, and this car is back on the road. This looks insane, but look at this. Look at the front, dude. It looks just oh my god, it just looks so good. And I just cannot wait for these guys to be on, because that's gonna be the final touches. Oh my god, literally the longest project, the best project, and the most satisfying project I've ever done. It is finally the last day where I'm gonna be putting on my wheels, but I wanted to say something real quick. So obviously this whole car has been a kind of like black theme. Like I've always wanted to have my car blacked out. It's obviously not there yet, but it's getting super, super close. I changed the emblems to a carbon fiber, which this is what they look like, and I think they look freaking beautiful. Since I have black rims, I decided to go with carbon fiber wheel caps. It's gonna be the matching ones. The only problem is that I don't like with them is that they do have a ridge thin, like you can see that. So there's gonna be a lot of dirt that get into them, but without further ado, let's put them in. And 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh my god. I think we should get a montage of them before they're actually on.
You could take my sit, baseline hit, some more 8-line this. Buy me a whip, then I take my pick, then I find me a chick I can make my bitch.
So now I did forget that I bought some tire nozzle caps, but they do have the BMW logo in a blue, so the only touches of blue or color on this car would be these guys here and the seatbelt covers in there. But honestly, it's not that bad. Like you guys can see, it's really not horrible. But these were the old tire nozzle caps, and I'm not gonna lie, if I put these back onto those, no. So guys, to make this not boring, I'm gonna go ahead and put all the tires on and then show you guys the final result afterwards, and then we're gonna get a nice montage of the car. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am. Without further ado, let's get right to it.
It's a 16 bar from the dark of the ocean, flow penetrates egos with the dark of the broken. Meanwhile, in the hell smoking.
Alright, and then we're gonna do a cold start. Alright boys, so she is completely done. She looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at these wheels.
Been promoting the green and the purest herb, and please get vexed and they swear they words. On daytime telly when they light work. I rep mine, got a sword for the dagger in the best one. Young boy and I'm babbling the best line. And you know I give a fuck about sometimes, yeah. Oh, your shams, you could take my sit. Baseline hit, some more 8-line this.
You guys already guessed it. I'm gonna be doing a muffler delete next. I think so. I think it's gonna be the plan. And guys, I'm ending the video right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for staying till the end if you did. Since this is literally one of the longest videos I've ever uploaded in my YouTube career. This is, like I said, the most rewarding, the most satisfying, and the most elegant project I've ever done in my entire life. It just looks awesome. I cannot be more satisfied with it. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.